Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Sunday Drive, the audio podcast where I chat about whatever I feel like while playing a racing game of my choice. Although, I kind of wish that this game had snow in it because, well, I have tons of it. I hope you all have been warm and happy, but I've been buried by 4 feet of snow, more or less. And guess what? Around 2 a.m. tonight, the Cape and other parts of New England are in for more whiteout fun until Tuesday. So yeah. While I'm pretty excited that I'm getting so much snow for my birthday month, I'm a little terrified I might lose power. So, today, I have a fun topic I want to discuss with all of you because the internet is going ablaze with all of this. It's on people's minds. The Nintendo Creators Program, which, to be honest, is terribad. And I'm going to tell you why. But, just what is the program, you may ask? Kwing, what is it? Well, in theory, it's kind of similar to Nintendo's Select Ambassador Program. And no, I'm not talking about the Game Boy Advance thing where you got free games, though that'd be cool. No, this is where selected YouTube people from the community were allowed to advertise Nintendo's games and were considered affiliates. So Nintendo could tell them what they can and cannot say, more or less, while keeping them under copyright protection, which, you know, that's good. But I've actually heard that they may have taken some of their monetization to begin with, along with giving them cool exclusive and games like really early. So it had some perks and it had some not so perks. So, an example of YouTube partners that this happened for, not going to name names, but Nintendo did an outreach to different people during the Donkey Kong Country Returns on 3DS, A Link Between Worlds, and they had those weird video competition things for Nintendo. So those people, in a sense, they got to hang out with Nintendo and got their games ahead of time, even before some complications, which just really bugs me, but there's not much I can do about it. But yeah, so basically what you need to know is they had a lot of rules that you needed to follow when you did a review, and you couldn't really tell the public everything about said game because, more or less, this was a product placement, which, believe me, those do limit free speech and can be pretty bearish. Now, Nintendo has had other ways of getting around the whole copyright game previous to their new program that they just released, which is in beta, by the way, but there were some key differences. Though keep in mind, this offer was only open to low-risk individuals and big gaming media, so like IGN, GameSpot, you know, the one that I always get confused with that retailer, game trailers, etc., etc. Now, I actually did something like this in the past, but it cost a lot of dinero, and I'm not gonna lie, we're talking a lot more than lunch money. So, all you need to know is I followed the rules, and everything was cool. And, no problems copyright-wise. So, Nintendo, you know, they didn't sue me, I never broke agreements, and I never had to worry about anything. But there is a problem with this. When you sign up for this said thing, you are liable to anything and everything that you do. So if you cross the line with Nintendo, they could totally sue you. But it was better than fair use. That's all I'm gonna say. And I think that's about the majority I could say about that. So anyway, Let's Play channels have always been a gray area, and they will continue to be a gray area when it comes to fair use and YouTube and walkthroughs and playthroughs, all that fun stuff. That's never gonna change. Though nowadays, what's interesting is everyone but Nintendo seems to be on board with everybody doing the whole YouTube thing. My company actually combs through a lot of offers for brand deals, though we read them very carefully, and that's kind of why you don't see that many videos or reviews that are brand deal based, because the game has changed a lot, so to speak, and it kind of depresses me a little bit, because if you do a review for said company and you offer a little bit of criticism when it says don't criticize them in any way, you can almost get sued. So yeah, that makes it kind of hard to approach honest and open and unbiased review, doesn't it? Because you got that hanging over your head like death watching you or something. You know, it's just not comforting. So before we get into my personal feelings, though, about how I stand with Nintendo or against them on this whole thing, and yeah, I'm gonna be blunt and, you know, poke fingers at some YouTubers as examples, but not refer to them by name. I might say, you know, and he shan't be named or she shan't be named, that type of thing. But for the good, sane, responsible people that I respect, like the Nintendo-only channels, I will say them by name, because I'm really concerned for them and trying to, you know, be that Jiminy Cricket in their head and throw in my 2 cents and warn them that the Titanic is approaching. Don't get on it at all costs. Avoid it, lest you end up on the same island as Arrow and Slade. And That I'm being totally serious on, and I didn't even watch that much Arrow, so I'm pretty sure I can use that. So here is what the Nintendo program is in a nutshell. It is a YouTube network, okay? It is being disguised as something else, but it is a YouTube MCN or CMS, okay? That's what it is. It's pretty clear if you read their agreement, okay? So if you sign up for this program, you will not have any copyright issues with Nintendo. That is true, okay? And Nintendo will take half of the YouTubers' money. That is also true. But it has two offers available to YouTubers, which originally when they were like talking about this last year, there was only one option, so they've given two options this time. The first option is a 70% for a channel dedicated to only Nintendo, meaning channels like Nintendo Capri Sun, Chugga Conroy, Nintendo Fangirl. Those are some of the channels, as far as I know, that do only Nintendo games still. Though after this, who knows? So they actually qualify for their whole channel being partnered with Nintendo's new program, which sounds awesome, but it's still in the beta. So things really are gonna need to change, I'll say that right now. As it stands, according to the fine print, which you always have to read the fine print when looking at these contracts, so channels that are offered 70% will only have a 30% monetization cut, which isn't bad, but it's not great either. But more on that later. Option 2. Gamers can have one video selected at a time and earn 60% off that video, while Nintendo takes 40%, though it depends on the channel's eligibility and risk factor, which has to do with being low risk or high risk for advertisers. It's confusing, but I can kind of paint a picture. We'll use the cable channel Disney Channel as an example. They would be considered a low risk advertisement because they're kid friendly. And then you have a bad channel, which would be high risk, would be Comedy Central. So they're not gonna have as good ads as, say, the kid-friendly one. So there, that's the easiest way to paint that picture. So a high-risk channel will have a higher percentage and might not even be offered into Nintendo's program to begin with because, say it with me, high risk. Okay, so I, for example, can easily get into the program, which I totally could if I applied for it, but I'm not that stupid. So say I select my Mario Kart 8 review, which is owned by Nintendo currently, and I don't make a dime off it. Don't get me started, but reviews shouldn't be claimed, and Total Biscuit agrees with me on this. So on that we see eye to eye, because reviews and news are a very different form of media than Let's Plays Nintendo. But anyway, after 3 business days, you get approved, and you select one of your unclaimed videos that Nintendo has. So in my case, it would be a K-News or a Nintendo review with assets that Nintendo gave me and then flagged me with, which makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So, okay, now after months and years, which I wasn't paid previously for those claimed videos, I'm being paid again. And, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. They're only getting a 40% cut, whatever, yay. But it also just depends on the time of year. So YouTube payments are kind of like a roller coaster. And to be honest, I'm amazed my hair hasn't fallen out or gone gray or something, because some months are like this. They're higher than others, and I'm biting my nails off and living, previous months to months. My income is dependent on other people, like ratings for a TV station. We're just gonna ignore the car alarm, okay? I'm driving here, shut up! So, yeah, basically all I have to say is thanks so much for supporting me. Holy crap, that actually worked. So, all I have to say is thanks so much for supporting me these 8 long years, people. I love you like family, and without you, I would not have the income that I have, so thank you. Anyway, back to the whole program with Nintendo. So, I'm in the program, right? I'm being you, or, Joe Schmo, whatever you want to say. I'm in the program, Nintendo is protecting me from being flagged. Yay, everything is great. Wrong, it was a trap. They altered the deal. Now this deal is getting worse all the time, and I gotta tell you why. Because now you're in Nintendo's system, and they can view your channel more clearly than that crazy spamming, claim bot. So why is that? Well, now you're in Nintendo's CMS, and they can see everything. You might even get encouraged by your new Nintendo channel manager, yeah, they'll give you one of those, to add more of your channels into their server. Or as the weeks and months go on, magically you'll get more copyright claims. What is this? Well, dummy, it was your fault for signing up for Nintendo's very own Nintendo YouTube network. You fell for it. So if an offer sounds way too good to be true, it usually is. As far as I know, unlike most networks, according to their paperwork, Nintendo has no way to opt out or release your channel at all. That channel now belongs to them. So basically, insert a mental picture of Darth Vader saying, "You are now mine," or something like, I forget the quote. I've read over the agreement, and it's a lot scarier than a lot of other networks. I'm kind of comparing it to Zoom-in televisions, which was really freaky, and a lot of early networks based their draft off that, which is totally illegal. But they did that, and it was really scary. But the new Nintendo contract, it's kind of like the ultimate Doom contract, so don't do it, okay? You'll be signing away your life's work. What you can do then is start another channel or get a good lawyer. But all serious chat aside, I know what you're thinking. Come on, Kwing, why is this Nintendo partnership so bad? Well, voice in my head, as a MCN, or multi-channel network, they take too much of the YouTuber's income. In case you didn't know, this is outside of taxes, which hopefully YouTubers actually realize you have to pay taxes for this kind of stuff, or you're gonna end up like that guy on Survivor who won the $1 million and was like, I don't have to pay anything for it. Yeah, he went to jail. So pay your taxes. But essentially, what I am a contractor for Google. I provide an entertainment service for all of you to hopefully watch and enjoy and get something out of that. I am not a Google employee, so I do not get the Google benefits. And Google's hard to say, isn't it? Because they're Google, but I am not Google. I am me. I am self-employed, okay? But just so you know, depending on the time of year, Google can actually take more than 20 or 50%. That is so hard to say. Next, you have your network fee for whatever your network, you're a part of. Depends on the deal that you were offered. Some YouTubers probably get to keep around 70% of what their channel makes, or some get other deals that I probably shouldn't talk about, and I'm not going to. So the network that you're partnered with, say, they take anywhere from 20 to 40% of your check every month. But this is normal. Now, after all those cuts to your income, and after all your hard work has gone down the drain, Nintendo comes in and randomly demands half of whatever you made, or what's left of what you made anyway. So, let's say that guy and his car alarm is going to die. So let's say you had a Nintendo video that got 300,000 views in a month, and you made like $500. Yes, people, my voice is that powerful to set off car alarms. Okay? Well, now, guess what? Out of the $500 that you supposedly made, you got 250 of that automatically, or less, and then the network or Google comes in for their slice of the pie, leaving you with, well, nothing to be excited about. If I was drawing an illustration with a happy face, that happy face would go from a sad face with lots of tears and probably missing teeth because now he can't afford dental. So, yeah, that's a problem. Just so you know, I'm not saying that Nintendo doesn't have a right to do this. It's their property. Do whatever you want with it. And YouTubers are making money without their consent, which they do give consent to some people, but that's another story to really talk about. They can do whatever they want with their product. That's what you need to know, and legally I have to say that. All I'm saying is, I think it would be wise to search for an alternative unless you want almost half of your money to just disappear. For instance, I had a wonderful arrangement with them for years where I paid a fee that I'm not going to talk about to use their content, followed their content guidelines, and get this, never suffered any problems copyright from them. And that's all I'm going to say on that, though, because of reasons. So let's look at this in a way that everyone probably can understand, through food. And the best way to illustrate food is through tasty pie. Now imagine it in your head, if you will, the most flavorful, yummiest pie ever. Okay, you got it? Great. So you're carrying home a pie that's been cut in 12 slices. I know we're doing math. Oh, why am I doing school? So Google comes over and eats half the pie. He's the manager. He's the boss of your company. That's a given. Be nice to the boss. Give him some pie. Later that day, the network guy comes by, hangs out, tries to be your friend, and tells you some of the upcoming deals and events that might be good for you and your channel. And while he's doing this, he casually eats away more pieces of your pie, which you're like, you know what? I can't really stop this guy from doing it, so that's okay. Originally, you actually left some tasty pie for your own, making you pretty happy and content most of the time. And while you're getting ready to sit down and have a couple pieces of the pie for yourself that you've been waiting for all month, a new challenger approaches. Now Nintendo has changed things forever. Should you be a part of this program, Nintendo, who didn't exist in this equation before, comes by, breaks down the door, and gobbles up more slices, leaving you with not 5 slices, not 4, maybe like 2 or 1. Then before they leave, they check the labels in your fridge for other desserts that may or may not be related to their brand, and then boom, all gone. Half your fridge is now totally cleaned out, and you're starving until next paycheck. Congratulations. Does this make sense to any of you? Of course not. That would be like if I brought milk at a grocery store and suddenly this farmer that lives next door to me just happens to work at the farm where the milk was made, and then comes over in my fridge and gulps down half my milk that I just bought. Now do you understand why this is ludicrous? If you don't, then you need to go back to kindergarten. See, what's gonna happen now is even though I love, and I mean love, this delicious pie and love telling people about how good the pie is and they need to buy it for their very own, I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna have to start buying other people's desserts like cake and ice cream, meaning I'm not gonna be able to showcase first-party Nintendo games. I'm not gonna be hurt by this. Nintendo's gonna be hurt by this because there's plenty of other tasty desserts that I can eat and share with all of you without having to starve. Or you can look at it this way, all right? You have a roommate who takes half of your stuff because, just you're roomies. No matter how you look at it, the deal is just she's no good. Do I think this is something you should sign up for? No way, Jose! I wouldn't even register your vids. It's a trap, people! Also, according to the list of games Nintendo will pay you for, something doesn't seem right. It also doesn't include all first-party IPs. This year, they're just covering the new Zelda game, some Mario stuff, Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Mario Kart. You look at it, it's a lot smaller than the games that they have coming out. Where's that new, Abraham Lincoln steampunk game? It's not on the list. Star Fox not on the list. So if you do a Star Fox game and you're under their copyright, how are you getting paid for it? It's not listed. So next year, what happens then? You have to go year to year and just try to do the games that they list? That doesn't compute. And they're not clear about any of this. What happens to the games you aren't playing? You could sign up for this and next year not be paid at all because those games are not being offered licenses for. So yeah, bad deal. Deal is bad, don't do it. At least until Nintendo sweetens the pot and, works with the content creator like most networks do to sign that person in. You have to kind of wine and dine them and then you can trap them once they're in the network. That's usually how it works. So the pie is good, but for me, it is now stale. So eat it at your own risk. I'm no dummy. If you're gonna go for this pie anyway, even after avoiding my really clever illustration, which, could be in school and stuff, and you sign up for this, you're giving me a headache. But say you sign up for this. If you're a managed channel, don't do this. In fact, I will repeat this, okay? This is my only advice I'm giving you. Do not sign this if you are a managed channel. Okay? Wow, I'm amazed at the power of my own voice. I really, really am. So, only affiliates should be the ones to go for this. Even then, I would strongly suggest you not do it. I can't even get my train of thought because of the stupid car alarm! If your YouTube network offers managed status, then I would really try that first because they can help you more than an affiliate. Affiliate, ugh. So if you're a small channel or a channel that just doesn't, have that managed thing yet, that's totally understandable. I want to encourage you to hang in there and play different games. If Nintendo's bringing you down, don't play Nintendo games. There are other games to play, okay? And they're only going after first-party Nintendo games, so play second-party, third-party. Play the indie games, you'll be fine. Man, I am really getting worked up about this. Either that or that car alarm is making me want to leap out the window. But I just have to tell you that I really have some beef with certain channels that shall not be named. See, I told you I was going to get into that. Because they continue to insult and threaten developers daily in their videos and keep on complaining when they get copyright claimed. And they wonder, they have the audacity to think, why am I not managed? Because you keep getting strikes, you fool! You know, I just want to shout at them, hit them or something. You know, it's like, big surprise, you know? But no, they continue to do it year after year after year. And it's like, you know, I'm sitting here with my popcorn and I'm actually getting quite entertained by watching this type of stuff, you know? It's like my little guilty pleasure, my source of entertainment seeing this type of thing. And just so you people know why the whole managed and affiliate thing is important, affiliate channels are not really liable for a bunch of stuff. Managed channel, if it gets in trouble, it has the potential of bringing the whole network down around it. So if you work for a company that has a raving monkey, so to speak, are you gonna put your income, your livelihood in the hands of a managed channel that could shut your network down in a day from a couple claims? I don't think so. So what I have to say to that individual is be thankful and don't complain. It could be a lot worse. Seriously, with all the stressing that I used to do between being affiliated and managed in the past, I'm surprised I didn't end up in the hospital because I was a wreck. I looked like one of those, like, wasting away people, like, I'm gonna die. You know, worse things could have happened. Like, I could have lost all my channels or something, and that didn't happen, Lord willing. So it was like, wow. But I'll tell you people a little secret, okay? If you're worried about copyright problems, okay, this is very expensive advice, okay? Here it is, ready? Follow the rules the developer gives you, and lo and behold, you won't have any problems. Wow, I should really sell that information. But who's gonna watch the Sunday Drive for that type of stuff, you know? So yeah, there it is. I really feel bad for others in that constant state of fear that, you know, have different channels in their network that are trying to get managed status and they cause all this rioting all the time. You know, I really feel for those people because I was in their shoes. I care. And for those people that are really worried about this, I really, really don't want you to eat Nintendo's pie right now. It is, do not eat. It is expired. It is bad for you. You're gonna get a massive tummy ache and your wallet is gonna be bled dry. Trust me on this. So for my personal feelings on this, well, more personal, I guess, just, you know, less laid back. No matter how you look at Nintendo's program in its current form, it is bad. It will hurt you, and it's gonna hurt Nintendo as a whole. Along with literally biting the hands of every Nintendo-only channel that actually helps their product, which I don't understand. I really don't. In this day and age, this is what actually helps sell games. We have statistics, we have analytics, we have proof of this. And yet Nintendo and some smaller guys, they don't want to accept this. They're like, well, we see the data, but nah, that can't be right. It's like, yeah, it's right. This is the digital age, yo. I'm bringing yo back, so deal with it. So while I appreciate that Nintendo's diving into the fresh waters, you know, trying to get this thing going, they really need to look at this another way. In my opinion, what would be fair would be if Nintendo would actually reevaluate their process of what they're expecting from people and realize that the way they're going right now is not going to end well and it's going to alienate a lot of people and make them jump ship to a brand that they don't want them to be associated with. These are people who their entire lives are to promote your products. And now, because you're doing this, they're gonna go to one of your competitors. See, to me, that's not a good business strategy. I didn't really take a lot of business 101, but I think having the guys who love you say they love another company and going to that company where they're respected is bad business. I mean, call me crazy, but I don't think that's good, okay? You can agree to disagree with me, Nintendo, but yeah, I think they have a better deal with the other companies. So as long as you want to keep doing this, they're gonna go there. And then Mario's gonna be alone with Luigi. You know, so not good. I don't know if it's come to this point or not, but I guess I'm an optimist today. Usually when I rant, I'm not really an optimist, but I love this pie so much, okay, that I don't want to see it spoiled. I really don't know where Nintendo is at this point, but I think it's more reasonable for them to work out some type of deal with YouTube and its channels or content creators that's fair for everyone, and that they take a smaller percentage, of the income instead of whatever they're doing. Perhaps work out an agreement to only work with the channels that are in good standing, that follow the rules, But no, that is wishful thinking. I don't see Nintendo getting to that point. In terms of illustrations, I would say that the YouTubers have woken the sleeping dragon, and Nintendo is coming to get you. So sleep tightly in your warm little YouTube beds. The apocalypse is coming. I will tell you this right now, though. Kid-friendly companies have very high expectations because they have created and continue to create games that are a labor of love. And these games are for everyone, meaning little ones are able to play these games and have just as much fun as their mom and dad or big brother. Some YouTubers continue to insist on covering these games in a way that is not for everyone, by putting in mature topics and other material over the gameplay of these games. And I'm sorry, but under all legal means, Nintendo has the right to protect itself and say, hey, stop it! Legally, if someone takes your content and uses it in a way that was not intended to, or casts a very bad light on your character, then they have every right to, come in and be like, no, we don't want you doing that. This is something that we've made safe for kids and everyone, so we are within our rights to pull the plug, or in this case, give you a copyright claim or a copyright strike. For me, I kind of view it in the way of a parent disciplining a child a little bit, In this case, Nintendo's child is the games they create, and the YouTubers are kind of like bad parents. So it's time for Nintendo to come in and, either send the kid to foster care or adopt the kid themselves, because they can do it better. It's their intellectual property. It's not the YouTubers. No matter what they try to do, no matter what they try to say about fair use, whatever, you can look at it this way. They've been given a chance time and time again, and they've botched it again and again. So Nintendo warned them, and yeah. So this makes total sense because I know firsthand that a lot of parents are not allowing their kids to go on YouTube or even on the internet at all, because there's no way to let your kid watch a Mario video anymore without wondering what the heck he's listening to. Is this G-rated content or NC-17? Only the YouTuber knows for sure, and that is a bad thing. That shows that Nintendo is actually losing money right there, because if kids don't watch Mario videos, they won't buy Mario games. That's the type of world that we live in the digital age, with the millennials and things like that. And yeah, so they have to do what any company would and basically protect their brand. And they are legally allowed to do that, and there's nothing that YouTubers can do about it. And this is what they're doing right now with their Nintendo program. It's a form of protection. YouTubers that create profane Mario or Zelda videos, for instance, should really be grateful that Nintendo has not sued them yet for defamation. They are in dangerous waters with a sleeping ninja dragon. They should really count their lucky stars on this. They really, really should. Nintendo's only taking half your revenue instead of suing you? Thank you! Thank you very much! I want to keep my YouTube car in my YouTube house. Thank you! So yeah, from personal experience, I'll tell you that top YouTubers have actually spoken to me over the years, how they refuse to place warnings on their channels because they will make less money. Because when you add a mature rating in a video, you get less revenue. I've had it happen to me too, but I've been responsible about that, and I've never had to deal with any problems. I mean, people know what's up. I'm doing a Mortal Kombat video, M rating. I'm doing something else, M rating. I even make little ratings and put them in my videos. I'm a responsible adult. In this day and age, that's pretty rare. But anyway, I'm gonna lose my voice. So that's how I feel on this subject, okay? I probably won't be talking about this again for some time because I get really worked up, okay? But basically, I think I understand why Nintendo's doing what they're doing. But at the same time, it's just gotten way out of control. I don't agree with Nintendo claiming news or review videos, though. I really don't want to get into that. And I feel like they really need to hire an actual person and not a robot to look over the different videos that they're claiming. Because maybe, just maybe, they're not all Let's Plays, okay? Yeah, so again, I understand they're within their legal rights, and I understand what they're doing, but I don't like it too well, and I don't think it's going to end well for them. I would really encourage any YouTubers watching to please be respectful of Nintendo's properties, and at the same time, I would not enter the program in its current form, or you will have no pie left. The pie is a lie. And that's all I have to say on the subject. Feel free to agree and disagree with me, but I took college-ness, and I know about law and stuff, so come at me, bro. But anyway, I hope you guys had fun. This is not the normal type of Sunday drive that I do. I think part of it, what got me so worked up, is the fact that the car alarm reacted to my voice, which it seems to calm down now. We are on better terms. I don't even know who the car alarm was, but I'm guessing it's a new resident, and if it continues to happen when I'm working on my videos, we are going to have words about welcoming him to the neighborhood, or her. But I'm definitely done. I'm just gonna ramble. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this. I have more Sunday drives planned for the rest of this year on interesting topics, and K-News will be returning in a similar format. But yeah, the news and the reviews, there's a reason I stopped, and I kind of explained that. But Let's Plays are one thing, Nintendo. Again, news and reviews that you actually send people the assets and the games to look at. It hurts my head a lot. So have a great rest of your evening, guys and gals. Stay safe if it's going to snow where you are, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.